Hi, I'm Andrew Gould. I'm here with Daniel Timson down in West Sussex, and Dan's going to be riding his young 7-year-old German stallion. And what we're going to be working on now is just showing you a little bit of variation of the pace, pushing it on, shortening it to a little bit further degree, and showing you maybe some complications that come with that, where the horse maybe gets too big in the trot or a little bit too backwards thinking. So we'll have a look and see how Dan rides these transitions, and we'll discuss that as we go. If we look at this horse, it's got a very natural shoulder carriage. For me, it really comes up and carries itself well. So there, Dan's taking, this is basically an exaggerated half halt to the degree where you're making the horse wait and accept the half halt. And each time he does that, he's keeping the energy coming. So the horse gets a little bit more elevated in the front leg. But you see it also after each transition, nice and positive. Ride forward, back into the contact again. Keeping that energy. So this is still quite a young horse for this amount of collection, in the way that we wouldn't expect this horse to bounce himself into a passage. What he's offering us there, that's more than enough. So he's only touching on this. Dan, if you could ride that, maybe going too much shortening, and you see how the horse may back off you a little bit. See how then it kills the energy, yeah? So just by riding it too short, now the horse has lost that desire to keep going, and even then when Dan comes out, he's got to correct it by saying, come on, you've got to be back in front of the leg. So you've got to know your limitations with each horse, and this is a big moving horse, and you don't want to shut that down. Straight away, the hind leg's gone very slow, not doing anything, and he can barely keep it trotting along. And that's by the rider just using too much of an aid, saying, come on, come back, without thinking forward. He's got amazing scope that he goes forward, and then needs to do that a little bit to correct that. Really good balance. And now maybe show us a little bit, if you override the trot, how the front leg can get away from you, and you lose the balance that way. So you can see now he's pushed the trot on, you're getting different size of front leg. One leg's doing one sort of distance and the other's doing another, and then through the corner the horse can't possibly keep that rhythm. So if you were riding that kind of trot in a test, although the horse has a natural ability in its scope, he can't keep his balance. So he's going to lose marks because the rider's overriding the trot. There you go, prime example. And it shuts then down the hind leg because the horse is losing the confidence in his own scope. It's almost like too big, he doesn't know what to do with it, comes through a corner and he has to shut down. And you see this a lot in young horse classes, where people are thinking, well, my horse can move big, so let's show it off. And that actually doesn't do you any favours. If Dan rode this horse in a balanced, correct trot, as a judge, I would be sitting there going, well, that's just got all the ability I'm looking for. It's got the scope. He doesn't need to override this horse to show it off. Better. Maybe do some medium trots on the long side with him. And keeps a nice shape in the neck. And looking at the transition going in and coming back. Very easy, doesn't need to ride any more. And you can see there, horse just took on a little bit too much medium trot into the corner, didn't accept the half halt, so it then finds it a little bit difficult coming through the corner. Much better. And this is where, for me, the transitions that we did right at the beginning come into it. Because coming at the end of that medium trot, the horse needs to now rebalance himself. So if you're training and the medium trot's got a little bit long or a little bit too big and you're running out of space, ride a transition rather than heave on the front and say, oh, you've got to come back into this other trot. Simple transition to walk, rebalance horse, carry on again. You lose no time, horse is rebalanced, it's back in front of your leg, and you carry on. I think this horse shows us a real good example of how you can use his paces, but also Dan's shown a good way of saying, look, this horse naturally moves well. I haven't got to chase it. I haven't got to make it move any bigger or better than it already does. What it's offering is more than enough.